What's up, y'all? It's Chris. I mentioned, I think, in my last video, my Mosey Mayweather or Amazing Mayweather Mosey afterthoughts. I was going to do this video later in the week, but I figured I'd just get it out the way. Obviously, I'm not posting this till later in the week, but I just shot it on Sunday after my Mayweather Mosey afterthoughts. Paul Williams Kermit Cintron fight. Going down next weekend on Saturday on HBO. No other fights being shown live. They're going to show the replay of Mayweather Mosey, I imagine. You know, HBO always usually does after big pay-per-view fight. They show the fight the following week on HBO for free. Although they didn't do that with Hopkins Jones too, although I guess it's debatable how big of a fight that was. I don't really know a lot of people that ordered it, and those that did, I don't think any of them were really satisfied with their purchase. But you know, hey, that was a buyer beware type situation. Anyways, on to this fight. I'm really looking forward to this fight, in all honesty. You know, I know people have things to say about both these guys. For a while, people were saying Paul Williams is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters out there. And then you have a lot of people saying he's overrated. Kermit Cintron, explosive puncher, you know, great knockouts when he gets them. But when he suffers adversity in the ring, seems to fold a little bit mentally, psychologically in there. So, you know, I've even questioned some of Cintron's fights. You know, so I'm guilty of it as well. But the bottom line is, I like watching both these guys fight. Both these guys are almost always in exciting or entertaining fights. So you put two guys that are, for the most part, usually in entertaining fights against one another, then yeah, you can probably anticipate it's going to be a pretty good fight. And that's exactly what I'm thinking. So I'm really looking forward to it, you know. A little bit under the radar coming off the whole Mayweather Mosey big event, but I think it's really going to be, people watching the replay are going to get a chance to see this fight and really get a chance to see a good scrap. So, we got Paul Williams. He's coming off that split decision win over Sergio Martinez. It was a good fight, man. I thought that was the best fight of last year. I know a lot of people thought Marquez Juan Diaz was the best fight of last year. And granted, that was a great fight as well. But I think I liked Martinez Williams more because it was so much more than I anticipated. I thought it would be a good fight, but it just turned out to be so much better. But a good win for Williams, even though it's a split decision. It is debatable. I know a lot of people thought Martinez won. I believe I had Williams winning. I'd have to go back and watch my post-fight vid, but I believe I had Williams edging it out. It was close, though. Either way, though, good fight. Kermit Cintron, he's coming off a win over stoppage win over some guy named Juliano Ramos. Didn't see that fight. I don't know anyone that did. Probably just one of those keep busy fights. I think it was in Puerto Rico. Before that, though, he handed Alfredo Angulo his first loss in one of his better performances. You know, it wasn't his typical performance where he takes a guy out. He more so outboxed Angulo, and he stuck to his game plan throughout all 10 or 12 rounds, however many rounds it was. So, you know, that was probably one of his better wins today for Kermit Cintron. And before that win, incidentally, he had the majority decision win over Sergio Martinez, a fight that I definitely did not agree with that decision. Not only do I think Cintron lost by, he should have been counted out in, I believe it was round 6 or 7 when he went down. The fight should have been over there. I thought he lost the decision clearly. So, unfortunately, the judges didn't, but, you know, whatever. Martinez has gone on to redeem himself. He just won the middleweight title. He holds the belt at 154, so all's well that ends well. You know what I'm saying? Sergio Martinez is doing just fine. Looking into this matchup, it goes without saying that Paul Williams, well, it doesn't go without saying. You might not know, but yes, Paul Williams has a height advantage, and yes, Paul Williams has a reach advantage. Anyone Paul Williams fight, he's going to have a reach advantage over. I believe he has a longer reach than Vladimir Klitschko. So, no one ever is going to have a reach advantage over this guy. Unless he fights like an orangutan or something. I don't know. Which, I don't know. That might be an interesting fight, but I think Paul Williams got way too much activity for an orangutan. Although he is easy to hit. But anyways, getting back to this fight, both have fought Martinez. You know, I thought that Sergio Martinez did much better against Kermit Cintron. Well, you know what? I don't know. He did great against both guys. So, but I do think Paul Williams had more success at times against Sergio Martinez than Kermit Cintron did. I don't think Kermit Cintron had much success at all. He won a few rounds here and there, but I don't think he had as much success as Paul Williams did against him. The one fighter, though, that they do have in common, I do think we can look at Antonio Margarito. Kermit Cintron lost to Antonio Margarito twice. Now, of course, were the gloves loaded? Who knows? I don't think they were in the first fight. Second fight, debatable. Cintron hit Margarito with everything in the kitchen, but the kitchen sink, and maybe even the kitchen sink in that second fight. I mean, he blasted Margarito. He hit him with so many solid, clean shots, head and body. Margarito never stopped coming forward, ground him down, took him out with the body shot. Now, regardless of what Margarito may or may not have had in the gloves, the fact of the matter is he took a serious pounding and still won that fight. As for when Paul Williams fought Margarito, same thing. Williams boxed to hell and just outworked Margarito over the first half of the fight. Margarito came on in the second half, and especially in the late rounds, except for the 12th. In the 11th round, Margarito really came on against Williams. Looked like he was going to pull it out. But in the 12th round, he just laid off, and Williams ended up taking that round and getting the decision. So he was in the same situation that Kermit was in, except for Williams was able to pull out the win. So if you look at that common opponent, just based on that, you definitely have to give the edge to Paul Williams. But that aside, I'm going to give the edge to Paul Williams anyway. You know, I think he's a better fighter. He's more active. He's easy to hit. That's his one problem. He's easy to hit. You know, you've seen it against Martinez, you've seen it against Quintana, you've seen it against Margarito. And Kermit Cintron's got a lot of power. You know, he can hit him with that big shot. But I think Williams, I've never really seen him hurt. I mean, he got dropped by Sergio Martinez, but I don't know how hurt he was. It seemed like he was more off balance. He didn't look hurt when he got up and stuff. So Kermit can land that big shot. Although also, I don't know if Kermit Cintron has the same amount of power at junior middleweight that he did at welterweight. I don't know. That's debatable, once again. But he can definitely hit Paul clean, but I think Paul can stand up to his power. You know, I just think Paul's going to be too much for him. I think he's going to just throw punches like crazy and outwork him. It may look similar to Cintron Margarito, except for I don't think Williams has quite as much thud behind his punches behind Margarito, or maybe just doesn't have as much, he doesn't have stuff in his gloves to give him that extra pop, so to speak. But bottom line is, I think Paul Williams is going to win this fight pretty clearly. Unanimous decision. I don't think he's going to take Cintron out. Cintron's pretty sturdy for the most part when he's not pressed too hard. I think Williams can overwhelm him at times with his activity and work rate, but I don't think it's going to be so much that Kermit Cintron can't stay in there for all 10 or 12 rounds, whatever it's scheduled for. Like I said, I think Kermit obviously can always land a big shot. He could possibly hurt Paul Williams, but I just don't see him taking Paul Williams out, in all honesty. So I got Paul Williams winning this fight by unanimous decision. Really looking forward to it, though. Let me hear your thoughts on the fight, though. Be sure and check out the website, thewillbebloodfightshow.com, leaveitinthering.com, my Twitter if you're interested, links under the video and the information part as always. Be sure and check out the radio show every Thursday, Leave It in the Ring Radio. We did have Kermit Cintron on not too long back talking about this fight. I think we had Paul Williams on as well. Not sure. You have to go back and look at the archives, but either way, go sure and check that out. Probably back on Sunday to get my thoughts afterwards. Maybe we'll see. Watching UFC that night as well. But until then, y'all, I'm out.